All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to class once again. Please, if you can hear me loud and clear, kindly type 11 in the chat room. Please, if you can hear me loud and clear, kindly type 11 in the chat room. All right, thank you so much. So we will be kickstarting in a moment. Let's just give a little let's give a little time for those who are joining us. So in the next 5 minutes, we'll be kickstarting. So please, if you have a friend who's supposed to be in this class or a colleague, kindly reach out to them and tell them that the class has started, please. Thank you so much. Please, if you're joining us for the first time today, kindly ensure to visit our YouTube to watch the first section of this class so that you could know where we stopped from and where we are starting from. So please, if this is your first time in this class, please recommend that you visit our YouTube at IIPM International, and then you could check out for the class of today. You'll find the video class for today, and then you can easily join us from where we stopped, right? In the meantime, please make sure your friends are here. Let's get them to join us as we'll be kickstarting in the next 3 minutes. We'll be going back to class in the next 3 minutes. Thank you. All right, so in the next 2 minutes, we'll be kickstarting the class. So ensure to also let your friends know. If you have friends who register this program alongside with you, please let them know so that we will not leave anyone behind, especially those who joined in the morning section. Please let them know that the section is open. Thank you. So we have 2 channels for this training. We have the Zoom and we have the YouTube. So in case you have any challenge using any of them, just kindly sweep to the other. However, for the YouTube, you won't be able to ask questions there and get immediate response. However, for Zoom, we can easily interact and share our thoughts together. So if you're using the YouTube, kindly follow through, drop your questions, and then we will make sure we respond to you as soon as the class is over. Also, when the attendance links come up, the attendance link is only shared in the Zoom class. So if you're on YouTube, kindly send us a private message, either to email or to a WhatsApp line, or you could drop the message in the WhatsApp group, and then the attendance link will be sent to you privately. All right. So the attendance will first of all be dropped in the Google Classroom. Sorry, in the Zoom classroom, the live classroom that we are all in. But by any chance you are unable to sign the attendance, please kindly drop a message requesting for the attendance in the general group classroom. That's for the WhatsApp, and then we'll respond to you as fast as we can. All right. For all of the people that have given us a 5-star rating and shared your experience on Google, we sincerely appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us and with the whole world also. Okay. So how many minutes do I have left? Okay, so my time is up. So I would like to have us have someone give us a very quick recap on the first class. Please feel free to give us a recap of the first class, the first section today. You can raise your hand. Please, recap is not done in the chat room. Recap demands that you raise your hand and then we unmute you and then you give us a voice. For the sake of those who are just joining, can we quickly get a recap? Can we have someone give us a recap of the first section for today? Do we have anyone? A quick recap of the first section. Can we have anyone give us a quick recap of the first section for the sake of those who are just joining us newly? A recap. What did we learn in the first section? That's just the recap. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Please, if you can hear me loud and clear, kindly type 22 in the chat room. If you can hear me loud and clear, please kindly type 22 in the chat room. All right, so since you can hear me, can we quickly get a very brief recap for the sake of our friends that are just joining us? Can we have a very quick recap? If your hand is up, then I will unmute you. And please don't use the chat room. We need your hand so that you can give us a voice. So who is taking the lead? All right, so finally, we have Engineer Fomban. All right, please kindly unmute, sir, and let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, for the first session, we had to dwell on project management, what project management is all about. And we gave some information, some definitions about project management, of which we said it is a unique endeavor to produce a set of deliverables with a clearly specified budget, time, scale, and specifications. And then we went further into the definition of project management, where we needed to identify some keywords like unique endeavor, and then we also dwell on the characteristics of a project. And then we looked at the difference between a project and operation. And then we had to look on the different areas of improvement in project management, which entails resource management, quality management, data management, scope management, budget management, time management, risk management, strategy management, and what have you. And we ended by trying to do some analysis on the different processes of project management, where we were on monitoring and control. Yeah, we're trying to see how these two components that's their interrelation and how and their role in project management. And we had a series of questions that came up and we were brainstorming on those questions. I think that's what I gathered so far.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for helping us with the brief recap of the first section. Okay, so did Engineer Fombank miss any section? Is there something he missed that somebody else will want to add? Is there something else he missed that someone else will want to add? Okay, so if there is none, I think we can proceed with the class. And also, before we move on from the first section, is there anyone that has a question? Is there something that wasn't too clear to you? You would like to ask a question before proceed? In this particular section, we have less than 1 hour to go. So we'll possibly stop in the next 45 minutes. Remember, I said today's class is going to be flexible, and then we don't need to blow it all hot, okay? Okay. My name still remains Ebru Chibanito. Now, is there any section of the class that you will like us to, or you didn't get clarity on, so that we answer those questions before we proceed? Anyone? If there is, we will answer. But if there is none, we will be, okay, Sana. Please, Sana, kindly unmute and let's hear from you.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Welcome back.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes. I want us to go back to, for you to at least clarify these points for me, where you have the input, the output, the outcome, and the impact, because I was kind of a little bit distracted when you were discussing that area. This is why when you asked whether we understood, I said no. So please, if you can kindly go back and quickly summarize that would be great.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Sincere appreciations for your question. Okay. So is there anyone that could help us again with summarizing outputs, outcomes, and impacts? Can anyone quickly help in summarizing that? Outputs, outcomes, and impacts. Can anyone please help? We shared that in the first section. Okay, please go ahead, sir. Mr. Fombank, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, when we talk about output, we are talking about the immediate deliverables that the project provides. And then when we talk about the outcome, we are looking at the final results that is being attained at the end of the project, for example. And then the impact, we are looking at the application of skills, values that is being created. That's a more sustainable impact that the project provides.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the short run, So in a nutshell, output talk about immediate deliverables, outcome, there are those short-term benefits, and then impact, there are the long-term benefits.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So Mr. Sana, did you understand that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Fombank, for helping us out. Okay. We are gradually coming to the end of today's class. I will once again want to admonish us, please, by the end of the section, just ensure to take your attendance. The attendance will help us in marking first your participation in the class, and then secondly, it will help us during grouping, during workshops, so that we know how to group everyone in their respective groups. And from next week, we'll have the time to start our workshop group by group, all right? So please ensure to be part of the, groups, or ensure to be part of the attendance rather, so that when we are grouping, it is easy. Now, someone asked in the chat room, or is there a comment? Or it says, what would make a client have so much confidence in delivery of each project with correct specification that gives permit or gives room to loose inspection? Okay, loose inspection comes on board when we so much trust. The key word there is trust. We trust on the competence, the knowledge, the ability of the performing organization, that's the contractee or the project manager. So when you have so much confidence in them, it is easy for you to say, okay, I know my team, I know my project manager, I know who is working for me, so let me go and handle other things while they handle their work. So trust is the primary thing that gives room or that brings about loose inspection. Okay, you trust in their competence, you trust in their quality assurance, you trust in their knowledge, you trust in their skills and abilities, you trust in their reputation. So that can lead to loosened inspection. Okay, Debbie, I trust that answer helped. Okay, so if there is any other question, kindly drop it in the chat room. If anyone has any other question, please kindly drop it in the chat room, and then we'll pick it up as we move on. And like I said earlier, in the first section, if in the process of the class there is something you didn't understand, please feel free to call my attention, and then I will definitely answer to you. All right. Okay. Now, I will quickly run through this importance of project management again, but there is a simple workshop I would like us to do now after this, so that it can help us understand a little more of what we want to do. I will just take like 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes to round up this, and then we'll go through a small workshop. We'll just create a small group, and then after that, I will allow us to do our workshop, and then we'll make our presentations. And then finally, okay, so Mr. Sandler said he has not heard what inputs means. Okay, so inputs are all of those requirements that you need to be able to carry out your work. Those are the inputs. You need an input to be able to carry out a work, a task, an activity that will give you an output. And that output may or may not become an input for your next phase. If you have let's take for instance, you are building a house, all right? You have your first input to your house may be getting a land and then securing the land with all of the surveys. Now, a well-surveyed land that is ready for development has become an input from a first objective or a first goal, which was first of all to secure a land. So by doing all of the survey, buying the land, doing all of the surveying, getting all the approvals, you have a land ready for development. Now that is an input, but that input is now required. The land is now required as another input in the next phase of the project, which would now become foundation laying. So you need the land to be able to do all your mapping and digging, excavations and all of that. And then pouring all your concrete and coming up with the foundation. The foundation is another output, right? But that foundation is another input required for the next phase of the project, which is laying of blocks. All right, so you need the foundation so as to lay the blocks. Now, after you've laid the block, you've come to your lintels, you now need the lintel, the block work with the lintels is another output, all right? Remember that outputs are immediate outcome of tasks or activities you're carrying on, right? That's output, immediate deliverables you're getting that may be used, may or may not be used for the next phase of the project, right? So by having your lintels, having your block work with the lintels, it becomes an input for roofing and finishing. Okay, and at the end of the day, you find out that you needed one input that was once an output so as to be able to generate the final outcome, which is the house. Okay, at the end of the day, you have your house, which is the outcome of your total project work. Okay, and from there, you can now begin to talk about the project impact, the sustainable benefits, the sustainable impact, the sustainable consequences of the house that has been built. I trust you understand that, sir. Okay, did I see another question there? He said, please, we have other friends who can't join through Zoom, but are following the lesson on YouTube. Let's add them to the attendance. Okay, so I said, if you are on YouTube, please, in the general WhatsApp group, kindly indicate so that we can send privately the attendance link to you. We don't share attendance link on the general class, on the general general WhatsApp classroom, because there are people who will not come to class and then they will take attendance, and that may bring bias in the class. So we only send to people who are in the class. However, we recommend that our friends that are on YouTube, if you can't join the class, there are two possible things happening. It's either you don't have a Zoom account or your network is not that strong to accommodate Zoom. So if you have a Zoom account, we recommend that you have, you ensure to have a strong and stable network. If you don't have a Zoom account, then we ensure that we encourage that you ensure to open a Zoom account, because some of us, when we try logging in, it will tell us that it requires authentication. Authentication simply means that it wants you to create an account on Zoom and then be able to access the Zoom platform. All right. Okay. So importance of project management. Number one, meeting business objectives. Number two, satisfying stakeholders' expectations. Number three, being more predictable, increasing chances of success, delivering the right product at the right time, resolving problems and issues. Then we also have been able to respond to risks in a timely manner, optimize the use of organizational resources, identify, recover, or terminate failing projects, manage constraints, examples, scope, quality, schedule, costs, and resources. They will have balanced the influence of constraints on the project. Example, increased scope may increase cost or schedule. So to make sure that there is always a balance, we need project management practices. Also, manage change in a better manner. Poorly managed projects or the absence of project management may result in missed deadlines. And if you're not careful, it will lead to cost overruns. And if you're not careful, it will lead to poor quality. And that poor quality may result back to cost overrun. And poor quality may bring about rework, because the client will tell you, this is not what we agreed. And if you're not careful about the rework, it could lead to litigations that will require refunds. Okay, that will have uncontrolled expansion of the project where there is poor application of project management or absence of project management principles. There'll be uncontrolled expansion of the project, just like we had in the case of Apollo Incorporated. The client kept adding new features, which were not originally involved in the scope of the initial plan that was given to Ian and his group. All right. There's also loss of reputation for the organization. There's also unsatisfied stakeholders, and then there is a failure in achieving the project objectives for which the project was undertaken. So we need to be very careful with how we manage projects to avoid all of these challenges. Now, someone is asking, said, what is cost overrun? Cost overrun simply means when you spend above the approved budget. Okay, when you spend above the approved budget of a project, we call it overrun. When you spend under, when you underspend, when you spend below the approved budget, we call it project under, cost underrun. When you spend according to what is approved, we call it cost equilibrium. Did you understand that? Cost overrun when you spend above the budget, which has its own negative implications if not approved by the stakeholders. Cost underrun when you underspend, which also has its own benefits in the name of profits or the like. And then you have spending according to the project, that's cost equilibrium. Okay, I think you understand that. Please, Wanja, kindly confirm that you understand what cost overrun means. Now, kindly confirm by typing 11. Wanja, if you understood what cost overrun means, Jevanet, all right, thank you. Thank you for understanding me. So let's proceed. Important note, projects are a key way to create value and benefits in organizations, not just in organizations, in the entire economy. In today's business environment, organizational leaders need to be able to manage with tighter budgets, shorter timelines, scarcity of resources, and rapidly changing technology. The business environment is dynamic with an accelerating rate of change. To remain competitive in the world economy, companies are embracing project management to consistently deliver business value. And I want to say something. The concept of project management is one of the most dynamic fields I've ever seen. And when we started project management, we were talking about project management, and then we talked about project management in controlled environment, and then we talk about agile project management. All right. Now, more of this information captured in this important note is telling you the implication of agility in the business world. In the level 3 of this program, we talk about agile project management. Okay, we talk about agile project management where we talk about tools like the Scrum, we talk about the Kanban, we talk about the test-driven development, we talk about extreme programming, and several other things we talk about. Don't mind those jargon I'm calling, but in essence, all of those things are practical things we do every day. Okay, all of those things are things we do every day. They don't really amount to so much technical prowess, but just ability to resort to critical thinking and proactive thinking. It could help you to get a whole lot of things done faster and better. Okay, all right. Effective and efficient project management should be considered a strategic competency within organizations. Please look at that statement very well. If your organization, if you're a CEO here, if you're an MD, if you're head of department, please, I need to take this statement very seriously. And if you're an individual for yourself, I also need to take this very seriously. Effective and efficient project management should be considered. It is an advice. You could take it or you leave it, but if we are to be proactive enough, then we should put this into serious perspective, that project management should be strategic competency within organizations. What does this mean? It simply means it's one of those key skills that every member of your team should have, every member of your organization should have. It's one of those key practices that every aspect of your organization should follow. Did you get what I just said now? Every department should follow, every unit should follow, every team should follow. It is part of that framework that every developmental process should follow. It's part of that framework that every production process should follow. It's part of that framework that every evaluation process should follow. So it's telling you that it is somewhat integrated as being in the fabric of organizational sustainability and continuity. That's what it's trying to say. So if you want your business to remain ahead, then you must find a way of building strategic competencies as project management skills. And then if you want your career to also remain ahead, the same thing applies. Okay, the same thing applies. Earlier this year, we had one of our members, one of our fellows that had an appointment, okay, a very big appointment. I think it was a vice, he was given a position in the vice chancellor position or so. When she joined this particular program, project management program, it was a free program as this. She's a public servant. It was a free program as this. And just like so many of us, we don't know you and you don't know us. We don't know your face. You don't see our face. And we can actually cross on the road and then you will not know us. Just that recently something happened and I was amazed on an office street, and I went to barb my hair, and as I was coming back to the office, a lady saw me and said, I know you. I said, okay, so where do you know me from? He said, you must be one of these professional people. I said, yes, for saying professional, that means you know me. So how did you know me? And then at the end of the day, it was one of those persons that have taken our courses online. And that was my first time of seeing her. I was surprised how she get to recognize my face. Okay. So this wonderful woman, she just entered the class, took the class, paid for her fees, and then she decided to take other courses. Then in December last year, she called me and we spoke long over the phone. She said she was expecting an appointment. Now, prior to the appointment, she said when she submitted her CV, she was interviewed by the governor himself, and it is a state university. So the governor was like, madam, you don't have any management competency and you don't have any proof of leadership development. So we might not be able to give you that now, but try and work on yourself. And I think it was that push that turned her to IPM. And just this January, she shared her testimony on our WhatsApp platform that, wow, she had gotten the appointment had been confirmed. And now she's she had been given that honor. I think it's the vice chancellor also of one of the state universities in Nigeria. And that was an honor. Now, what helped her was strategic competency. She built strategic competency. She built herself preparing for the opportunity. The first time the opportunity came, she missed it, but she had to go preparing herself. And then the second time she got it. So every one of us, we are all responsible for how our career turns out based on how strategic we are in building relevant competencies. That's what is just trying to say. And like I said earlier, one of the most important areas that you must pay attention in building competencies is project management. We've had opportunity of having directors of ministries, directors of departments and agencies take some of our programs and all of that. In fact, there is one of our director now, or one of the directors who took our program last year. He hinted me that there's a promotion he's expecting, and he's expecting to be given a promotion as a director general of an agency here in Abuja. And it was at that time he told me that this program, I needed to come for it too, because there is this promotion I'm expecting, and I needed to have some sort of management, project management certifications and leadership certifications and management consulting certifications to be able to prepare for that. And we're expecting his testimony very soon. So why not all of us pay attention to building strategic competencies so that when opportunities come, they don't just pass you by. Okay, it's very, very important. Now, back to project management. If we are able to build strategic competencies in project management, it will enable organizations to tie project results to business goals. It's important for us to note that every project goal is derived from business goals. And that's where we'll talk about business case. All right. Every project goal is developed from a business goal, and the business goal is used to establish a business case that justifies if the project should go on or not. So don't just go on carrying on projects. Like I always tell people, I said, if you have never for once had intention of going for certification, please don't bother putting yourself under any form of stress, because you might end up getting the certification. Maybe someone tried to convince you and you got the certification, and the certification might end up not profiting you. That's if there is no proposed benefit tied to the certification you want to get. Are you getting it for the sake of promotion? Are you getting it for the sake of increasing your remuneration? Are you getting it for the sake of adding it to your company CV? You must have a reason. And I'm making the same statement here. Yes, we want you to grow capacity, right? But that capacity must be tied to some sort of career goals or business goals. Until you discover the goals, please don't bother writing the exam, because you might end up feeling frustrated or disappointed at the end of the program. But if there is a tied reason why you need to have this certification, then I would admonish you to go ahead and get it. But if there is no specified reason, you just want to get it because others are getting it or because it's cheap, please don't. When you have a definite reason or definite purpose or goal, then you can come back. It will save you stress and save you time. And someone say, but you said we should build strategic competence. Why don't we get it and keep it aside? When the opportunity comes, we use it. Please, if there is a forecasted opportunity, you think the certification, the knowledge, the competency, the skill will help you achieve, that is still being strategic. You already have a forecasted purpose, a forecasted goal, all right? But what I'm talking about, being or not having goal at all, and then you're pursuing projects, you might end up getting frustrated, all right? Just spend your money, spend your time, spend your resources, and then no tangible outcome and no tangible impact. It could be frustrating. So before any organization could develop any project, the organization first must have their own organizational goals that will be used to establish the business case. The business case is established after feasibility study had been carried out to justify that, yes, that project, that proposed project is a necessity. Okay, that's a business case. Then from a business case, we can now go on defining project objectives. All right. Another important thing that project management competency can help organizations do is that they compete more effectively in their market. Yeah. Project management organizations or organizations that are projectized tend to be more creative, more innovative. They tend to be more adaptive to change. Okay, they tend to manage their customers better because they can easily preempt what change can occur and what services would come as an aftermath of that change. So they can easily and comfortably compete. And another thing is that project management organizations or projectized organizations, their competitive advantage is not necessarily a function of the resources they have. It is rather a function of how creative, how innovative, how dynamic, and how flexible they are. You know, we have a whole lot of people that will tell you, the reason why I've not started my business is that I don't have money. All right, that's someone who is not, who lacks project management skills. Someone who has good project management skills, money can never be a challenge. So starting a business, to advancing your career, or to making your product get better, and all of that. All right, very, very important for us to know. Okay, another one is that It enables the organization to sustain itself. So it promotes sustainability and business continuity. Okay? It promotes sustainability and business continuity. All right. Then it enables organizations to respond to the impact of business environment changes on projects by appropriately adjusting project management plans. All right. Now, quickly, what's the relationship among project, program, portfolio, and operations management? Okay, so we've talked about operations and project. Why operations are ongoing and repetitive, they are day-to-day activities carried out to sustain businesses, to consistently deliver value to customers or to clients. Projects are just temporary. They come and they go. Operations are just there. Okay. Now, for program and portfolio, what's the relationship between project, program, and portfolio? I would like to make it simple, and I would like you to pay attention to me. So there's something I would like you to do for me. All right. So if you have your paper and your pen, I want you to write, not necessarily write. Okay, I want you to draw and write. Then it will help me. I need you to draw and write. So if you have your paper and pen, please kindly type 22 in the chat room. Then I will tell you what to draw and what to write. If you have your paper and pen, I would like you to write 22 in the chat room. Then I will tell you what to draw and then what to write in the drawings. All right. Thank you so much for being very good student. That helps me. All right. So let's use a simple diagram to establish the relationship that exists among project, program, and portfolio. So I would like you to, first of all, write portfolio, write portfolio, and then put an arrow up, put an arrow that points to the portfolio, and below the arrow you write, and then put an arrow that points to the program, and below the arrow you write project. So at the base of it, we have project, an arrow pointing up first to a program, and then an arrow pointing up to a portfolio. Did you get that? At the base of it is a project. Then you put an arrow up, please, not down. From the project, the arrow goes up. You go to program, and then from program, you put another arrow up. You have portfolio. Or if you're coming down, you have portfolio. You put an arrow that points to portfolio, and then you put a program under the arrow. And then under the program, you put an arrow pointing to the program, then you put a project. So if you're going from top down, you have portfolio, program, and project. If you're going from bottom to up, you have project, program, and portfolio. Please, if you've gotten that, please, can you type 11 in the chat room? If you've gotten that, can you type 11 in the chat room? All right. All right, thank you so much. Okay. In case you've not gotten it, please do let us know. Now, maybe when I explain it, you will understand it better. Now, a program is a collection of projects that are interrelated and interdependent. A program is a collection of projects that are interrelated and interdependent, executed to achieve a common goal. Executed to achieve a common goal. That's a program. So a program has several projects inside it, but a key thing we need to know about this project is that they are interrelated and they are interdependent. What it simply means that each of those projects on their own cannot be considered a project with respect to, or cannot be regarded as a standalone project with respect to the goal of the program. I'll give an example. Let's assume that we want to construct a hospital, like someone, Excellence gave us an example today. We want to construct a hospital. Inside the hospital, you have the wards to construct. You have the powerhouse to construct. You have the restroom to construct. You have the admin block to construct. Perhaps you have the water system to construct. You have the toilet system to construct. You have the waste system to construct. You have the lighting system, the power to construct. You have staff quarters to construct, right? All of them coming together will give us a complete medical center. But for the fact that we have, oh, I love this. Who did this? All right. So Olorun Toba had given us, okay. Okay. All right. So let me quickly make an observation. Okay, so I said, if you want it this way, like the first thing I see, project program portfolio. So if it is project program portfolio, the arrow should be down. That's projects are contained in programs, as the arrow should be down. And portfolio program should be inside portfolio, the arrow should be down. That's on the first diagram that I see there. And then the second diagram is portfolio program. No, in this case, the arrow now should be up. The second one, the arrow should be up. That's from project to program, from program to portfolio. Okay, so please, if you can help us rearrange it, that would be lovely, so that everyone could get the full gist of the conversation. Okay, so back to my hospital example. So if by the end of the day, I complete the ward, I finish building the ward where patients will be admitted, I cannot say that project is completed because the security post is not yet completed. The lighting system is not completed. The water system is not complete. Now, if I should drill a borehole, can I say the hospital now is completed? No. If I create a powerhouse, if I install a powerhouse, can I say the hospital is complete? No. If I build only the staff quarters, can I say the project is complete? No. So all of these projects are dependent on each other, and they are all interrelated for the purpose of having what? A hospital. So that's an example of a program. All right, that's a little example of a program. Now let's give the smallest example of a program. Every day we have birthdays, every day we have wedding events, we have one event or the other. Now, on your birthday, if you go bake a cake, just buying a cake or having a cake, does that make the birthday celebration or the birthday party complete? No. If we go get a DJ and then there is no cake and there is no food and there is nobody to attend to the birthday, with the DJ only, can we say the project is completed? No. Now, if we have multitude of people there, but there is no cake, there is no atmosphere, there is no environment to show that, okay, yes, we have a birthday. Will the project be complete? No, but having all these things together, at the end of the day, remembering or putting in mind that projects are progressively elaborate, by moving from one level of progression to another, we could have had some level of interrelationship and interdependency that exists on all of these components that will make up the birthday. And we can now say, wow, in that birthday, the DJ was good, the cake was nice, the food was that, the people were welcoming, the environment was cool. All of this would have become independent on their own. For instance, I can go buy a cake if I don't have a birthday, and the project of just buying the cake, I'm done. All right. As a DJ, I could play music in my studio all day long. All right. And that would be on its own. But for the fact that we'll have tagged it a birthday celebration, it brings in a whole lot of projects under it that will make up the whole program. All right. Okay. Please, if you understood my examples, kindly type 22 in the chat room. If you don't, let me know so that I will explain it. A program contains projects. Before I go to portfolio, if you understood what a program is, kindly type 22. If you don't, please let me know. Okay, so I have someone who has understood me. Oluseyi has understood me. Any other person? Okay, please, can we have the definition of program again? Okay, I said A program is a collection of interrelated and interdependent projects executed to achieve a common goal. Collection of interrelated and interdependent projects executed to achieve a common goal. Did you get that? Collection of interrelated and interdependent projects executed to achieve a common goal. That's program. And thank you so much once again, Oluwarotimi, for helping us with that diagram again. So Oluwarotimi had given us the adjusted reflection of our discussion. So we have project, which is contained in a program, and program contained in a portfolio. That's from portfolio down to project. On the other river side, okay, so we have projects contained in program and program in portfolio. All right, thank you. Okay, so that's good. Do you have any question on this? Now, using project management processes, tools, and techniques puts in place a sound foundation for organizations to achieve their goals and objectives. A project may be managed in 3 separate scenarios: as a standalone project, outside of a portfolio or a program, within a program, or within a portfolio. Project managers interact with portfolios and program managers within a project, or sorry, when a project is within a program or a portfolio. Now, a program is defined as group of related projects, subsidiary programs, and program activities managed in a coordinated manner to obtain benefits not available from managing them individually. Okay, so a program, like I said, a collection of interrelated and interdependent projects. If you manage them independently, they won't be able to give you the objective or give you the value you wanted by managing them collectively. So they are all collectively managed to give the expected value or outcome. All right. Okay, so someone is asking why subsidiary. Okay, so in project, we have what we call sub-projects, like segments of a project. In the same vein, in program, we have sub-programs, that's subsidiary programs. They are not on themselves a complete program, but they are subsidiary programs. They are support programs needed for the project. So a program comprises of all of those interrelated, interdependent projects, sub-programs or subsidiary programs related to that program, okay, and all other program activities, which may or may not be projects. Okay, but all of these things need to be managed collectively so as to have the benefits. Okay, all right, so someone said subunit. Thank you. So that's another term. So you could call it subunit, sub-program, sub-phase, or segment or phase. Okay. Now, certain types of endeavors are closely related to the project. They are often hierarchy of strategic plans, programs, projects, and sub-projects. Okay, so you now hear of sub-projects, in which a program consisting of several associated projects will contribute to the achievement of a strategic plan. Now, in another redefinition of that, he said the program is a group of projects managed in a coordinated way to obtain benefits not available from managing them individually. Like I said, the characteristics of these projects inside the program is that they are interrelated and they are interdependent, all right? For example, he said the ABQ airplane program include the projects to design the aircraft as well as manufacturing and support of the craft. So you have the main project, which is designing of the aircraft, but now you have other sub-projects to that, like manufacturing and support of the aircraft. All right, So this is no longer just a design of aircraft, but now it's not a program. You design and you manufacture and support the aircraft. You design it, you manufacture the aircraft, and you support the operations of the aircraft. He said many electronics firms have program managers who are responsible for both individual product releases, like projects, and the coordination of multiple releases over time, like an ongoing operation. So we also have that example, not just in the electronics field, even in the banking sector. You have product managers or program managers that handles product releases for individual projects, and at the same time, they could handle multiple releases of projects, which we refer to now as programs. Even in NGOs, we also have such things. When, as a program manager or program managers in NGOs, they have different project managers under them. Where there is not enough resources to recruit project managers, the program manager would then be responsible for the different projects associated within the NGO at specified periods. So let's take, for instance, there is need for girl child education sensitization campaign. You're having it in 20 different locations. That has become a program. Okay, you have project of sensitization in location 1, location 2, location 3, till 20 locations, and you have to make sure you manage all of them. That does not mean that you must have your presence in all of them, but your coordination is required to make sure that the project goes on successfully. All right. We have a question here. It says, how do we manage natural disasters, flood, etc., that are unexpected in the execution of a project? Okay, so I talked about having a legal advisor. There's what we call force majeure in project management. Force majeure, unexpected issues, especially that resulting from natural consequences. However, dependent on the kind of project you're doing, there are some scientific approaches you could use to either forecast or mitigate against those challenges. For instance, if you're doing building, it's expected that you should do your soil testing, your soil quality testing, and all of that to be sure that the soil can capture or can carry the land, the kind of building you want to put on the land. Okay. Now, for the sake of climate changes that may affect some projects, it is possible you visit the meteorological agency within your state or search out for the meteorological report. I think they produce meteorological reports every week. You could search out for meteorological reports in the area you're going to. What's the meteorological report towards flooding? What's the meteorological report towards generally climate change? That could help you in taking decisions that will guide against project. And if, as a project manager, you have this perspective in your reasoning in project management, it is one of the things that gives your client the confidence to trust in you. And the cost involved in this is part of the cost of quality. Okay, so in a situation where the responsibility of flood, you agree with me that the financial resources or the resource requirement needed to make sure that the building stands will not be the same for a rocky environment where we don't expect any form of neither flood nor wind. Okay. There was a particular day I went for a training in a particular location in Nasarawa State, in a state in Nigeria called Nasarawa State. The place is in Kefi. The name of the place is Kefi. So I was to teach project management, and on getting there that day, it started. There was some kind of wind. Okay, I've never seen that kind of wind before. Okay, the wind could literally lift you up. If you stay on the part of the wind, it could literally lift you up. Okay, the wind was so terrible that the wind was gathering sand. It would gather large heap of sand and pack it in a place. Okay, so you could think it was a tipper that mounted it, but it was wind that gathered those sand. Now, the next time, or the next day rather, when I came out, I saw roofs, building roofs that were removed. And I forgot that there was a terrific wind the previous day. And I asked, what happened? Why these roofs removing and all of these building collapses? It was the wind yesterday. It didn't rain, but the wind caused the trouble. Now, if you have meteorological reports in such situations, it can help you with the kind of structure you can put. And then meteorological report can also tell you the direction of the wind so that you don't build in the wind part to avoid bringing down the project. All right, so these are some of the things you could put into consideration, and your legal advisor can also help you, or your technical advisor can help you in advising better towards natural disasters. Okay. Please, Debbie, if what I said made sense, all right, thank you. I said, if you have any question as we move on, please feel free to interrupt me and ask your question. Programs may also involve a series of repetitive or cyclical undertakings. For example, publishing a newspaper or magazine is a program, then each individual issue is a project. The production is an operation. Some construction programs are operations, but involves many projects inside them. In some application areas, program management and project management are treated as synonyms. In other words, project management is a subset of program management. Now, however, we call a sub-project. A sub-project or a subsidiary project are often breakdown of, or projects are often broken down into more manageable components or sub-projects for easy manageability. So when you break down a project into phases or defined milestones, we say you are dealing with them in subunits or sub-projects, right? Example, sub-projects such as plumbing and installation of electrical fittings in a construction. Okay, all right. Okay, so someone is requesting for my LinkedIn. Please, I will definitely drop that again before the class is over. Watch my time. Now, project management framework. Project management framework. We have looked at the introductory part of project management. And I will not want to go beyond here, as I will want us to quickly look at something. And tomorrow we can start with a project management context where we'll critically have a review of the project environment, right? Then we can then talk about all of those floods and disasters and how to manage. All right. But quickly before we go, I would like to review what we call the project management constraints. The project management constraints. Project management constraints. So we say projects are principally constrained by please, if you don't mind, help me draw up a triangle, an equilateral triangle. Please help me draw up an equilateral triangle, a triangle that has all the sides equal. Please, whether my own is equal or not, don't mind, just make sure that your own is equal. All right, an equilateral triangle. Okay. Just make sure you have an equilateral triangle with all the sides equal. So we'll look at project constraints or the project triangle. We have three major components or four major components of the project triangle. We have scope, and I will need to pay very good attention here because this is where your project management starts from. So I have the scope on one side, I have the schedule or time on the other side, and I have cost, budget, or resources on the other side. Yep. And then at the middle, we have quality. Every project is bounded. This whole diagram is called project triangle. Project triangle. Project triangle. This whole diagram is called project triangle. All right. Okay, so someone is asking the procedure for taking attendance. The attendance link will be shared in the chat room, in the Zoom chat room, in the live section. And then if by any means you missed the attendance, please kindly make a request for the attendance link in the class, in the WhatsApp room, whichever of the WhatsApp room you are, whether the general or the project management WhatsApp room, just make a request and then we'll attend to you. Okay, so project are bounded by these three things. And before we go, this is what I want us to do. I want us to develop a project using these constraints. In 10 minutes or less, develop a project, give us the scope, the time, and the schedule, and the expected quality of this project. So I'm going to break us out into sections, and I'm going to allow us just 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. Now, in 10 minutes, your group should be able to give us a project title, give us the scope of the project, or at least the major phases of the project. And for each of the phases, how long will it take, the time? And for each of the phases, what are the resources, the costs, or the budget expected for each of them? All right, that's all I want. Any question? I will come back from this little workshop, then we then take attendance and then we go. Any question? So I'm going to break us into, we are 13 class. So I'm going to break us into 6 groups. Please, there's going to be a pop-up on your, screen to join your group. So kindly join your group and make sure you participate. In 10 minutes, we'll be back to listen to what you have. Okay, the scope is just the task that need to be done, the activities that need to be done within the project, right? The time is the duration for the project, and then the budget, the cost of the resources, the resources needed for the project. So we are going to break you into groups now. Please take note of your group. That may be your group all through these 4 weeks we are going to spend together. Your group, don't leave your group, just stay in your group. And please, when you have your group, kindly create a WhatsApp, group, independent WhatsApp group to harbor your group for your discussions, your group work, your workshop, and all of that. Any question for me? Someone said I don't have a group, please. We have not created any group yet. Okay, any question? Can we go on with dividing the class? Please, if we can go on with dividing the class, kindly type 1 in the chat room. If we can go on with the grouping so that we can go to the workshop, kindly type 1. All right, I'll repeat again. The groups are identified as rooms. So just look at your number. Is it room 1 or room 2 or room 3? Even if network threw you out and you came back to the general session, just let us know your group so that we can put you in your group. All right. So as soon as you see your group name, write it somewhere, room 1 or room 2 or room 3 or room 4 or room 5, as the case may be, right? Okay, so someone say, hello, sir. Some of us, we need the reading document like PDF. All right. I suspect you just joined us because some of this information have been taken care of before. All right, so quickly, let's go to the groupings. Automatically, you will see a pop-up. Please ensure to join your own group. All right, thank you. So I'm breaking us into groups. So I have 5 groups. And then okay, so kindly accept your group and then continue with your discussion. Please make sure you accept your group. So in group 1, we have Albert Derry, Cristiano Kinla, Eteri Florence, Juan Anobusi, Oloruntomi Daniel, San Nafati, and Sheikh Joseph. Please, if you heard your name, kindly accept and join your group 1. Group 2, we have Excellence, Infinite Hot 8. Please, Infinite Hot 8 would like you to rename your device so that we know your name. Jenny Eta, Mata Asien, Olusheyi Adeyemi, Shegun Olulowo. That's group 2. Group 3, Felix Aworiton, Kate Smith, Mohammed Danso, Olayemi O, Oluwatoyin Olaleye, Sajedo Rahman. That's group 3. Group 4, Donatus Chime, Dr. Alice Egwagbara, Faya Buket, Wancha Jefinet, Olabisi Raphael, and Oloruntoba Olasukumi. Room 5, we have Andrews, Deborah Nkechi, Phone Bank, May Henshaw, Morris, and Morris. Okay. So can we let the discussion begin? Please, in case you missed, maybe network threw you out and you're back in, just tell us your group and then we will add you up to your group. In case network threw you out and you just came in, let's know your group. All right, Sana, group 1. Sana, we are moving you to group 1. Kindly accept that and move to group 1. Sana, they are waiting for you in room 1. Kindly accept the pop-up and join group 1. Okay, thank you, Sana. I think Henshaw is in room 5. Please, Maurice, are you just joining us? Is this your first section? If yes, let us know your initial group, and then we'll send you the request to join your group. Infinite Hot 8, please, which one is your group? All right, we are all welcome back. Some people are still struggling to come back. So we're all welcome back. So please, if you can hear me loud and clear, kindly type 1 in the chat room. If you can hear me loud and clear, kindly type 1 in the chat room. If you can hear me loud and clear. All right, thank you for hearing me. I trust you had a good section. So before we go to the presentations, can we quickly have us create our WhatsApp groups and share it so that we can all be in our WhatsApp groups? And from your WhatsApp group, please have a WhatsApp leader or have a group leader, and that will help. So can we quickly have a WhatsApp group? Create your WhatsApp groups. It would take you less than a minute to do that. And then you could share it just right here so that everyone in your group, just target group 1 or group 2 or group 3, as the case may be. Okay, anyone that creates the first group, just put it up there. It mustn't be from any particular person, so we don't take any time. Group 1713. Sorry, don't get that. I'm talking of the WhatsApp link. Create the WhatsApp group, get us the WhatsApp link and put it here. Don't give us your number, just create the group. The time you used to type the number, you could use it to create group and send to us. It doesn't matter your location, just create a group and then send us the link here. Send the link to the WhatsApp group, sorry, to the chat room here, so that your group members can join. Just target group 1 or group 2 or group 3. I'm waiting for the first project manager to post the first project task. I trust you can all hear me. Please, we are rounding up now. We'll just take briefly your presentations and then we'll take the attendance and off we go. How do we create the group? Oh my God. WhatsApp group. Okay, it's simple. Okay. That's a lovely question. Okay, in that case, if you have challenge creating a WhatsApp group, just okay. So someone has created for group 1. So group 1, your group is ready. Kindly click on the link and join your WhatsApp group. Or group 1, please. Kindly click on your link and join the WhatsApp group. I was thinking that was going to be. Okay, Juan, your hand is up. Juan, let's hear from you. Juan, your hand is up.
Well, group 1.
Okay, your group 1.
Yes.
Okay, so you already have a group link there.
Yes, I've joined. And
okay.
Our project, our scope is building a skill ID for
No, don't worry. We'll call you for a presentation. I just want to make sure everyone has their group.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for being ready. Okay, so group 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we have just create a WhatsApp group and then send your link so that others will join. Create a WhatsApp group for your group so that others will join. I'm going to allow for 1 more extra minute. So if we're unable to get all of that done, I may have to just we may have to go through the presentation, and then afterwards we can network and do our group, develop our WhatsApp groups or create our WhatsApp groups. Okay, so I'm seeing that we might be having difficulties with that. So maybe we'll have a class on, or maybe Christina will give us a class on how to create a WhatsApp group. I've just posted the attendance. The attendance link is now in the WhatsApp group. So while we are taking the attendance, so for each of the groups, the presenters, please, can you raise your hand so that we'll unmute you? You give us your presentation. We are starting with group 1. We're starting with group 1. But in the meantime, in case you don't know your group, from the screen, you could see all the group people. So group 1 will have Christina, Etere, Ikenna. Ikenna is not your group, it's just one of our coordinators. All right, Juan, Oluwarotimi, Sanafati, and Shegun Joseph. So all of these people are in group 1. Group 2, you have Excellence, Jenny, Martha, Olusheyi, Adeyemi, Shegun. Group 3 will have Felix, Kate, Muhammad, Olayemi, Oluwatoyin, and Sajido Rahman. In group 4, we have Donatus Chime, Dr. Alice Igwabara, Faya Bouquet, Wancha Jevenet, Olabisi Raphael, and Olorun Toba Olasokumi. Group 5, and finally we have Andrews Kubebe, Deborah Nkechi, Edams Enshaw, Fombang, and Yagoba Jello. All right, so that's the people and their group. So we have, please, that's the Felix. Felix is in group what? Please, Felix, can you help us with typing your group? That's group 3. Okay, so group 3, your link has just been posted by Mr. Felix. Kindly join the group. Kindly join the group. So while the presentation is going on, feel free, create your groups, add them here. Every other person will join. So the screen is already telling us our group. Okay. On the screen is our group. So just find the one that is your group and then join. So I have from Olabisi Raphael. Olabisi, please, which group is that? That's room 4. Please kindly label appropriately. So group 4, Olabisi Raphael has done that. So you could join group 4. So all group 4, Olabisi Raphael has done that. All group 3, Mr. Felix has done that. All group 1, Christina has done that. So for group 5 and group 2, can we have your WhatsApp groups so that we can all be in the same page? Now, quickly, can we have the presentation as the grouping, as the group creation keeps on going? So I have Joanne Anobosi. Please, Joanne, kindly unmute. And now we are ready to hear from you.
Okay, good day, House. We're group 1. So our project, our scope, the task that we want to perform is to be performed is building a school library for the Excellence High School. That's called the Android Library. So this library is going to be a modern library with ICT facilities. It's going to be a self-service library too. So it's like very modern kind of library. So our budget for this project
Hello,
is.
Joanne, can you still hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I'm not hearing you again. Am I the one that is missing out? Please, if you can hear Joanne loud and clear, kindly type 22 in the chat room. If you can hear her, please type 00. All right,
Hello?
Juan, sorry, I had a network challenge that threw me off, but I'm back. So if you don't mind, can you please start with your presentation? Sorry about that.
This is a presentation by Group 1. Scope for this, our scope is task we performed is building a school library for the Excellence High School. And the school library is to be called the Android Library. Now, this is a very modern library with modern facilities like computers and all of that, apps and all that, where people can also go for self-service and all that. So it's a modern library, Now the budget for this project is projected to be 20 million naira. And the time frame for this project is 3 months. Now, this library will involve the building itself, the furniture and fixtures like the shelves, the tables, the computers, the library, the shelves, the computers, the fixtures, the lighting, and all of that. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have a library that is fully furnished. That's going to have a budget cost of 20 million and a time duration of 3 months to deliver.
So you're constructing a digital library?
Yes.
At Excellence High School?
Yes.
So that's your project title?
Yes.
And the project scope is what, and what? What is involved there? You say you're building?
Well, our building is going to be, the cost is 20 million, budget cost is 20 million.
Okay.
And our time frame for delivering this project is 3 months.
Okay. So what are the scope? What are the content of the scope?
Okay, we have the building itself.
Okay.
The block work. Then we have the furniture like the shelves, the tables. Okay. We have the fixtures like the lighting, the ACs, the air conditioners. It's part of the cost of this project. And then we have the library apps. We also have apps, you can use apps there, the Wi-Fi and all of that. So this is all part of the budget cost. And the time frame,
The time frame is 3 months.
3 months, yes.
All right, thank you so much, Joanne from Group 1. Please, can we give Group 1 good moza for the work they've done? In 10 minutes, they were able to come up with a project and give us, using the triple constraint, they were able to give us something. So a review will be later. Can we give them good moza for the work they've done? Give them in the chat room, give them moza. They've done a great work. In 10 minutes, they were able to form a team. In 10 minutes, they were able to fix their task. In 10 minutes, they were able to become, to have a projectized structure. That's lovely. That's a good team. In 10 minutes, they were able to manage the risk, the time, the resources, the changes that came with it, and that's lovely. So we give you kudos. So today we'll decide which of the team is the winning team. So Group 2, are you ready? Group 2, are you ready? Group 2, are you ready? Please, Group 2, if you're ready, raise your hand. Any group that is ready, kindly raise your hand. We don't have all the time. We want to close now, but a group must win today. Don't allow Group 1 to win this one. Which other group is ready? Felix? Please, sir, which group is yours? Kindly go fire on.
Group 3.
All right, please go ahead with your presentation.
Kate will present for us. Kate.
Please, Kate, where are you?
Mohammed, where is Kate?
Kate, hope you've not gone to France. Okay. Kate, I'm asking you to unmute.
It's Olayemi that is present, not Kate.
Oh, okay, Olayemi, where are you?
Olayemi, hope you have transport to come. Okay. Olayemi, so I'm asking you to unmute. Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to unmute. Okay.
Please, I need
Go
to
ahead.
charge my phone as I'm presenting.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay, let me quickly. Our project is being handled. We're working as an HR consulting group. We are recruiting 20 branch managers for a bank under a period of 3.5 months. Our budget is 1.2 million. And our activity is going to be broken down into job analysis, where the bank will give us information about themselves and the job, what it entails. So we'll be able to point out or state the specifications for the people we'll be hiring or people will be inviting for interviews. Then the next stage is going to be sending out adverts, assessing them, collecting their CVs, assessing them, going through the interview process. And once we have the best applicants for each of those vacancies, we go to the third stage, where after getting approval to hire them, we now give them offers and then start collecting information from the candidates, do a screen them, and also get them hired and complete their onboarding stage. And that's what the project, that will be the end of the project.
Okay.
So for
Thank
each
you so
of these
much.
stages.
Yes, go ahead. I thought you were done.
Okay, I just wanted to say that for each of these stages, the first stage will be, the payment will be 30%. That's the budget, 30%, then 40%, then a 30% at the closing of the project.
So that's contract allocation terms and conditions. Okay. All right. So please, let's run through it again. The title of the project is recruitment of how many managers?
20.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so the project title is recruitment of 20 managers. And then the project scope is data gathering, job analysis, job description.
Yes.
What again?
Interviews, and then hiring of the qualified applicants, and then giving them their offers.
Okay, then the
job offers.
The duration is for how long?
It's 3.5. 3.5.
Okay. And the budget is
1.2.
Sorry?
1.2
million. Okay. Thank you so much. This group 2 or group 3, they are very generous with their resources. 1.2 million to hire 20 managers. That's really wonderful. That's really wonderful. Okay, please, can we give group 3, give them good boza for the work they've done? As you can see in their group, they have communication, they have good communication. So they can easily, they know their names. Okay. So can we give them good boza for group 3? In 10 minutes, they were able to come up with project topic, work on it, and presented well. So group 3, that's a wonderful work. Well done work to group 3. That's beautiful. Which other group? Okay, Dr. Alice, please kindly unmute and let's hear from you. So I have 2 groups presented, group 1 and group 3. So I have 2, 4, 5.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. We are group 4.
Okay.
And our project is a tomato farming project.
Okay.
Which will take a duration of 4 months.
Okay.
The project is broken down into the following sub-areas: land acquisition, land preparation, which involves clearing, tillage, and nursery preparation, then getting the planting materials, which are the seeds, and then transplanting into the field. After which we have the maintenance of the crops on the field, which involves application of manure, weeding, staking, pest and disease control, irrigation, and all other maintenance activities. We will need such equipment as cutlasses, spades, wheelbarrows, hand trowels, watering cans, sprayers, plastic baskets and buckets, and then we also procure insecticides. The land acquisition to cover the total budget for this project is 3 million naira. And like I said, the duration of the project is 4 months. 1 month we will spend in acquiring the land needed and preparing the land. Then from transplanting till harvesting and sales will take us 3 months. So
Okay.
that is our project.
All right, thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you,
Alex. So let's quickly run through it again. The project title is
Tomato farming. Tomato
farming
period.
farming.
For one season.
For one season, what's the duration of one season?
The tomato plants stays about 3 months on the field from transplanting to maturity.
Okay, so for this particular project, what is the total duration you estimated for it?
4 months.
4 months. Okay, so tomato farming for 4 months. And can you please give us the breakdown of the project scope again?
The scope covers land acquisition,
land
preparation, planting, that's transplanting, then maintenance, and harvesting and sales.
Okay. And the project budget is how long? For how much?
3 million, because we are going to hire 5 unskilled laborers who are going to be helping with the 6 of us who are involved in the project in the land preparation, maintenance, and other activities on the farm.
Thank you so much for your work, Group 4, Dr. Alex, and the entire Group 4. Please, in 10 minutes, they were able to come up with something. They were able to show that they have project management skills. Can we give them good boza for work well done, Group 4? Can we give them good boza in the chat room? Can we give them good boza in the chat room? Boza for Group 4, can we quickly do that? Group 4. Group 4, can we give them good boza? Okay, so someone is saying she will create and share the link for Group 5 in the main group, in the WhatsApp group. Please note, you are not to share your group link in the general WhatsApp group to avoid people not in your group joining. You can only request for your people in the group or people in your group to indicate so that you send it to them privately. Okay. All right, so we have Group what left? Group 5 and Group 2. So Group 5, are you ready? Group 2, are you ready? The WhatsApp link for Group 2 has been created by ACN, Mata ACN. So if you're in Group 2, I believe you could see my screen. So just kindly find your group and join. So who is presenting for Group 2 or Group 5? Group 2 or Group 5? Who is presenting? Deborah for Group 5. Which of the Deborahs? So Deborah, Nkechi, you can unmute and let's hear from you.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
I am
evening.
here. Good evening. Yeah, I'm presenting for Group 5. Our project is the construction of a 100-kilometer roadway.
Wow.
And our scope, talking about scope, that's the human resources. We need human resources, But before then, we're going to have feasibility study on the site also, talking about the soil content and topography of the site. We also have material resources, that's machineries and equipment, our yard site and construction of our yard sites. Then our budget is 500 million naira. And the duration of the project is 7 months, because the project is going to be carried out in 3 phases. The first phase is the construction of 30 kilometer road in 2 months. And then we'll carry out the next phase, which is the construction of 30 kilometer in another 2 months, while the third one is the construction of 40 kilometer in 3 months. So that is our project, construction of a 100 kilometer roadway. And I think that's what we have for this.
All right, thank you so much, Debbie, for that. Now, quickly, let's run through it again. Your project title is Construction of 100 Kilometer Road.
Yes, sir.
Your project budget is 500 million.
Yes.
Your project duration is 7 months. Okay, so I don't know whose network is breaking, whether it's mine or yours.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then can you quickly
give us very well, sir.
Okay, can you quickly give us the scope again?
We have the human resources where we are going to, that's getting all the people or persons that will be involved in the construction of this road site, talking about the engineers, talking about the site workers and all that. Then we also have the material resources where we get all our machineries and equipment, tractors and all that ready for construction. We also have the building of our yard sites for the engineers and those that will be on ground during the construction. So these are part of the scope.
Thank you so much, Group 5, for the work well done. Please, can we give Group 5 a good boza for work well done? Group 5, can we give them good boza for work well done? Please, can we give Group 5 boza for work well done? Group 5, you've done well. Well done, well done, well done, well done work. Okay, so Group 2 seems to be missing out in action, and our time is up. So let's vote. So from Group 1 to Group 5, no, Group 1 excluding Group 2 to Group 5, who is the winner? Who is the winner for this whole presentation? You are the judge and you're the jury. So someone say Group 5. All right. Group 5. Group 5. Group 1. Group 1. Group 4. Who is the winner? Group 1. Group 4. Group 1. Group 3. Who is the winner? Okay. From our monitoring and evaluation reports, from all data gathered, we were able to observe that all the groups had equal votes. What it simply means is that we'll continue this workshop in the next class. So any group that has more votes will win. But for now, all groups have equal votes. Thank you so much for your time. It has been a lovely day. Thank you so much. I believe you've learned something today. Let's all put it to practice, and then we'll all have a better time. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful time. Our class tomorrow will resume by 3 p.m. Nigeria, 3 p.m. West African time, 3 p.m. West African time. That'll be 2 p.m. Ghana time. Okay, so we'll still share the information across. All right, so in the Google class, in the Zoom classroom, I've been sharing the attendance link. Is there anyone who has not signed attendance? Attached to that also is my LinkedIn profile, so you can connect with me. Okay, I have a hand up. Please note that this class is officially over. and then you could log out and have your peace, both your peace and your rest for today. Till we see you tomorrow. Okay,